All right, Sean Bormet, 5 questions. We are a day away from leaving for Big Tens. It's spring break right now. So I know you kind of like that time of year that these guys can really focus on wrestling. What's that look like in the room?
A lot of Caribbean music to start practice. We've
God.
just been going with the spring break theme. We missed out on the Hawaiian shirts this year, but keeping it light. The guys don't have class, so that's really nice in terms of sleep and recovery. We've been basically training on the mat every morning at 10 a.m., which will be the Big Ten schedule, sort of simulating that wake up time and that wrestling time. So it's been a great week. Mostly pretty short practices, really putting the guys in areas that will hit in these competitions. Gritty, tough matches, trying to make sure they're clear in key moments of matches and their tactics and just the process of getting their hand raised throughout the tournament. But it's been a really good week of training. Guys, they're loose, focused. Sort of everything I'm seeing, like between their eyes, it looks good to me. Good intensity, but they're still relaxed, hungry, and I think they're really excited for competition.
We've got 7 guys who are going to make their Big Ten championships debut. 2 of those, Cardenas and Heinzelman, have other championship experience, conference championship experience. But what's been some of the messages that you coaches have been kind of relaying to those guys to get them ready?
That sort of feeds off what I just said in terms of like just seeing their intensity and sort of like looking into their eyes when they're training and what I'm seeing, and it's a good balance. It's the intensity and the focus you need, but they're also relaxed. And we've been talking a lot about because it is, in terms of Big Ten championship experience, it's a young team, 7 guys. It'll be their first Big Ten tournament. So we really just talk about just how important it is to be, do everything right leading up to the tournament, but to really be hot and ready for that first round. The first round really sets the stage, and you definitely can't overlook the first match. So just really getting them focused on that first round. Talking about just how great the Big Ten Conference is, the gratitude they should be competing with in terms of being on the big stage and just the opportunity to compete at this level, keeping it exciting. It's the most exciting time of the year. Our goal for them is that they can really just step on the mat, be confident in their preparation, wrestle freely, and try to score as many points as they can and put themselves in position to get their hand raised.
I mentioned we're leaving town tomorrow. It's an easy trip for us. What do the next couple of days look like?
So we're training tomorrow in the morning, 10 a.m. It'll be sort of a light hour workout, and then we'll pack up on the bus, head down to Evanston, get there, have a team meeting. Guys will do some weight management in the evening, just at a fitness center, and then we'll do an arena workout 10 a.m. on Friday, and we'll do sort of a structured weight management workout there on the mat with skills and drills, and it's about a 35-40 minute workout just to kind of spike their heart rate and really sort of mentally get them calibrated for competition the next day. Then we have a seating meeting, and we're off to the races. Whistles will be blowing on Saturday.
We're in the middle of the high school state tournaments right now. A lot of our future Wolverines are doing quite well. Give us a little update. I know some of them aren't quite signed yet, so you can't name everyone by name, but how are those guys doing?
Yeah, exciting last couple of weeks. So we had a Colorado state champ. We've had 2 California state champs this past weekend, 3 Michigan state champs. Exciting matches, great wrestling, with some dominant performances, some exciting matches. Really excited for those guys. And just even like in California and Michigan, like the energy between the guys, because there's multiple recruits in those states. They're getting pictures together. They got their Michigan. I mean, they're really excited to be taking this next step to Michigan together, and that camaraderie and seeing some of that already is really exciting. We have 2 Pennsylvania recruits getting ready. Their state championships are this coming weekend while we're at the Big Ten. So we'll get to watch them sort of in between rounds and keep track of how they're doing. But really excited for those 2 guys to have their state tournament this weekend. And so far, results have been great. Guys are wrestling really well.
Last week we talked about some of our club guys who were overseas. One of them was in Iowa. But the point that we talked about it, we didn't have any results yet. Well, it was a pretty good day. So, recap that, I guess, a little bit, and how pleased are you to see that?
Yeah, so the guys that were overseas at the ranking tournament, Real Woods and Will Lewan, they had, really great tournaments. It was Real Wood's first real international competition. It was a good one. He wrestled some great opponents, and he came away with a bronze medal. Lost a match to Iran. Was a great opponent, and Real was actually winning on criteria going into the second half. Gave up some points in a couple underhook positions as that second period started to unfold, but really he was in the match, and it's clear that he is adjusting to freestyle really well, and he can beat anybody in the country, anybody in the world, and as he continues to progress with his work ethic and the way he sort of approaches his training, just really excited about all the potential I see with Real Woods and the first tournament he had. I know he was excited to bring a medal back. Will and Juan, same thing. I feel like Will's sort of trajectory in freestyle is really high. He's competed multiple times already this year. He's brought back 2 medals. Got a gold in Bulgaria. He's bringing back the bronze from this ranking tournament. Had some great matches. He had a really sort of wild medal match with James Green. And it was sort of a unique match where it was all push-out points and shot clock points, but there was a lot of hard-fought wrestling in the middle of the mat in terms of the hand fight and just tactics. And James is, he's a multiple-time world medalist. Not an easy guy to score on, not an easy guy to beat. And Will's not an easy guy to score on and beat. So those two styles, it was a really sort of a wild match, and Will was able to get a push out and a caution to go ahead and win the match 4-3. But great win. Anytime you're beating a multiple-time world medalist, returning world team member from this United States team, it's great for confidence and sort of where Will's at with his wrestling. And then later that night, Austin Gomez wrestled Bryce Andonian in a Flow Wrestling card that was held in Iowa, and teched him. Great wrestling, put a lot of points on the board. I would say there were a lot of great matches that night, but in terms of just pure wrestling and entertainment, it was probably the most exciting match with the most scoring. And that's sort of how Austin Gomez is when he's dialed in and he's wrestling to his full potential. He is really exciting to watch, and it's sort of a jump up to 70 kilograms. So I feel like he's sort of making that adjustment. He looks really good at that weight, but it was definitely a great day for the Cliff Keen Wrestling Club, and I think it also speaks to a lot of the hard work Alex Daringer is doing with that group.
All right, Sean, thank you. Go Blue.
Go Blue.